All right, that's working.
Okay.
Apparently, we have a problem with the camera. So,
Eh,
all right,
Um,
something doesn't like us today.
it's Facebook doesn't like me because I'm on another 2-day ban for a stupid joke about cats and a grenade.
Make sure everybody's there for you to go. So
Yeah. Anyway, welcome. Uh,
Ish.
ish. Yeah. um,
I can't find you. So
what
I can't find the video. So
should be up? We have other people in it.
I don't know. Just difficult today. Go ahead.
Cedar's there. Okay.
Yeah.
Kermit's
There we
there.
go.
Jesse's there. You found it.
Got it.
All
All
right.
right.
I'm
Try to.
I'm going to let everybody know that right now this is going to be an NC-17 chat. So I'm going to give y'all about 15 seconds. Get any kids, maiden aunts, grandmothers, although I have suspicion about grandmothers, out of the room, and then I'm going off the rails. Yeah, 15 seconds.
While he's doing that, I will tell you, we will not, under any circumstances, discuss Roe v. Wade today. Period.
Or Dobbs.
End of fucking subject.
Too much heat, not enough light.
Everybody else is doing it. We don't have to follow the herd.
I don't give a shit. We're not going to do it.
Okay, folks. Yesterday, or maybe the day before, I learned that the 3rd Parachute Battalion of the British Army, 3 Para, got themselves in a bit of a to-do.
And away we go.
Okay. So apparently, this lady, I use this as a descriptor of that side of the species as a whole, got into the barracks, and
Which gender was she?
apparently female, yes, and was in the middle of what we would politely refer to as an 8-man gangbang, when somebody else walked in, said, "Oh," got out the camera, took video, and posted the video. Don't screw your buddies. This guy screwed the buddies. So somebody found the video on the internet, contacted 3 Pairs HQ, and 3 Pairs HQ lost their poo. Summons the MPs.
You
Had
said who when you started with saying you were going to rant?
Oh,
No.
wait,
There's
wait.
Shit.
Wait. No, it's English. They lost their poo. So the MPs conducted a investigation which came up with 2 facts, one of which is very important, and one of which I can't quite wrap my mind around. So I'm going to try to describe the second one here in a sec. The first one, very important, was the MPs discovered that no laws whatsoever had been broken. So it was entirely consensual. This lady and the entire 3rd Parachute Battalion was entirely consensual. No money exchanged hands because prostitution is still illegal in England, and nothing to do with human trafficking. It was all yay. The second thing, the investigation discovered that this, and stick with me here for just a bit, this was the 31st time in 5 months that this lady had shown up to be the centerpiece in an airborne buffet. Now, if my math is correct, and if my math is correct, she showed up every 5 days to have a train pulled on her.
That girl's got some energy.
I've heard of respecting and supporting the military. Madam, you have gone above and beyond.
Well, she kept them in fine shape. It's just another training. Anyway.
Every 5 days. So anyway, and 3 Pair HQ lost their shit and promptly did a whole bunch of stuff to punish 3rd Para. I have a point to make. And those of you who've never been in the military, this may be a bit or military aligned, but this may be a bit of a surprise. If you've ever been the charge of quarters at the Airborne Barracks at Fort Bragg the second Saturday of after payday. This is not a surprise. Okay.
Would you stop eating the camera now?
So this lady showed up every 5 days to nosedive into a pile of testosterone-ridden 19-year-olds.
His cardiovascular fitness was awesome.
Apparently, stamina was a thing. Of her own free will. So they confined 3 para to barracks, which, near as I can tell, it's part of the problem. Yanked them off their next debt, and a whole bunch of other things for possibly denigrating the female side of the species.
That's for her to say, not for them.
She showed up voluntarily. Now, having been CQ at Fort Hood, I tell jokes about strippers, midgets, and midget strippers. Having been sergeant quarters at Fort By God Hood, I have actually walked in on a train being run on a midget stripper. What you do in a case like this is you go to your sergeant and you say, Sarge, there's an orgy going on in the barracks. And the sergeant says, and I quote from experience, A, is she married to anybody on the base? No? Good. Is it consensual? Yes? Good. Here's a 20. Make sure she's got her clothes, put her in a taxi, send her home. I'll go let the XO know, and it stops there. Every general at 3 para and 1 para and 2 para, every general, every captain, every line officer in an airborne battalion has been there. Sorry. If you are the fairer sex, and this is a shock, your mama should have told you some stuff. Guys are pigs. Guys with rockers and a lot of testosterone by themselves in barracks are pigs. She happens to like pork, apparently.
More power to her.
That's,
Getting pork.
Likely has good taste. I mean, seriously, a bunch of
it was at least 3 companies of paratroopers. Her tastes are apparently wide and varied.
There you go. You go, girl.
Thank her for her service. Send her out the door. I don't know why. I don't know why 3
tell you, we have some acquaintances that would turn purple at our approval of this, but I'm like, consenting adults.
I was an E6. That would not be the worst thing I ever walked in on the barracks.
Yeah, by far.
So some consenting lady is busily swimming through a cuddle puddle of 19-year-old testosterone adrenaline freaks. Goodness, fancy that. Moving on. Make sure she got her clothes. Make sure it's consensual. Please, God, make sure she's not married to anybody on the base.
Keep
and
her hydrated.
Yeah, keep her hydrated. Keep her hydrated, please,
Yeah.
and get her out the door.
Oh,
Here's money for the taxi. Bye.
getting hydrated.
She's getting hydrated more ways than one.
Yeah.
Every 5 days for 5 months.
That's
I
a
mean,
good gig.
I mean,
That classifies as nymphomaniac.
No,
damn.
you don't, seriously.
She wasn't
guys,
making money.
That's like, no. It's just, someone with a high sex drive does not need a label of nymphomania.
Yeah.
They just have a high sex drive. So what?
Well,
There's high sex drive, and there's taking on the entire 3rd Parachute Battalion.
She has good taste and knows where to source.
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
hello?
Like I said, her tastes are apparently wide and varied.
well,
And
I will
healthy.
contrast that with when we had a carrier pull into Darwin, Australia a few years ago. And
Don't bring them on the boat.
huh?
Don't bring them on
Well,
the
no,
boat.
not-
They didn't, but they literally ran out of hookers in Darwin.
Fort Hood. Oh, look, 2nd ACR's back.
And but basically what the CO did was said, all right, everybody come back aboard for a night and let them rest. That was it. That was the way the Navy handled it.
The only thing you do, the only thing,
They were flying in women from Perth,
Well, yeah.
Sydney, Melbourne.
the only thing the 3rd Para Chain of Command should have done was give the sharing isn't caring, guys,
Make
speech.
sure everybody-
Bec-
health concerns.
Yes.
Make sure you're all that.
Remembering that if you're going to help run the train on this chick and Private Drippy Dick is there, you might want to take certain precautions.
Yeah.
If you dropped off Private Snuffy in Tijuana 3 weeks ago
Yeah, no.
and he's in on the train, you might want to take precautions.
Yeah.
That's
All right. Enough. Okay. So
So,
Raptor,
Jim, you're
yes.
getting stuck on these kettles.
We're glad that the green dot did work for you.
woo.
Uh,
There's a plan to redo the introvert panel at Fantasy.
There's an introvert panel.
no, that's
Wasn't it
the
Network for
friggin' one I was
Introverts?
on.
Jim was the moderator.
Which turned
I
into
thought that
something
was the
completely
harem
different.
fiction.
That's what
No.
happened.
Oh,
That's what it
That's
turned
what
into.
it turned into.
oh.
Rick, I don't even remember who made this one.
Which one?
This shirt I've got on. I don't know.
I bear no responsibility for that.
Yeah, we ain't right. We never claimed we were right.
We do everything wrong in our live stream.
If anybody that's been watching this for any period of time thinks we're right, y'all need to readjust your headspace and timing.
I would like to say something about
Please do.
about SCOTUS.
Woo!
No, it's interesting. I was telling about this morning. I'm like, oh.
There is a decision coming that will have bigger impact than anything else that's currently in front of the court or the decisions they've made in the last week. And that is that West Virginia is suing the EPA.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
Over their taking on of legislative powers.
Which does not fall in the does not fall within the actual power of the EPA. It's an unusual case because this is looking at precedent for future actions, specifically tied to the EPA's authority to regulate power plants and power plant emissions.
Yup.
Yes. So this could actually gut the EPA's authority, and it would actually force the friggin' Congress critters to do the goddamn jobs for a change.
Well, the thing is it can be applied to every executive agency.
Yeah.
Like, say the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives.
Yep. EPA and BATFE, EIEIO, as Jason said. Yes. We are definitely hoping, and it will affect every unelected bureaucracy in government.
Well, at least on the executive side, side of the House.
Which is most of them.
It's pretty much.
This will put a quick stop to Obama's czars.
Yeah, well.
I have to say, czars were around before him, but wow, did he abuse it?
Yeah, I know.
You know, Trump had his issues.
Shot the last czar, didn't they?
Yeah, it's like we could start with the Department of Education and just like get rid of them completely.
Trump had his faults, don't get me wrong.
Well, it actually goes back to Roosevelt
Yeah, Roosevelt started that.
I mean,
and the TVA.
Tennessee Valley Authority.
Interestingly enough, is supposed to be a short-term panel
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
whatever.
that was supposed to disappear once the Tennessee Valley had electricity.
Sure.
They've had electricity for going on 70 years. And their current budget is something like $200 million a year for basically the bureaucrats because they don't do a damn thing.
Like I was saying, Trump had his faults, mean
Yeah.
tweets and all that. But his Supreme Court picks were genius.
Well, the nice thing, talking about short term, here in Texas, they have a law that every X number of years,
Sunset. We have a commission.
Sunset Commission, they have to go through departments and find out whether they have done anything constructive.
Every 12 years,
Yep.
every department, aside from Texas Rangers, every other department in Texas state government has to appear every 12 years before the Sunset Commission and explain why they should be allowed to continue their existence.
And they do not always get continued.
They don't. They sure don't.
God bless Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, Jesse, he didn't fire the right people, but you can only do so much to fire a civil serpent.
All I can say is I'm so glad Merrick Garland never made it.
Oh, no kidding. No
Holy
kidding.
crap, that
Having
man.
seen what he's done as Attorney General, right?
Yes,
He's been a screaming
He's a
disappointment
snake.
as Attorney General.
he's an absolute snake.
Yeah, RK, you're right. The one that keeps sneaking through is Railroad Commission, which doesn't do shit for the railroads.
Oh, no, but they've got oil and gas.
Yeah.
And the oil and gas people like it that way.
Exactly. Because you got railroad people who know jack about oil and gas, so they have to take input from the oil and gas people,
Mhm.
which means the oil and gas people make out, and
Yep.
yeah, that's Jason. Any education agencies, starting with the NEA and working down to the state level.
Richard asked, how are the shrimp chips and seaweed snacks? I
They're
haven't
sitting over there.
gotten around to the seaweed yet. The shrimp chips were very
Interesting.
shrimpy.
But they were interesting.
They were very
For
shrimpy.
for versions of interesting.
They were,
Yes.
they were very shrimpy.
I think they'd be really good with ramen.
Oh,
Yeah, right?
yeah.
So the other thing, since Courtney and John are both here
Yes,
and
they are.
Well,
commenting,
here is relative, but okay.
Yeah.
Upright and functional mostly.
so I would like a data dump on this writers panel that you went to, where the first thing they said was to get an agent.
Well, first we should start with Sooner Commons.
Hello.
Overall.
It was interesting. It was good. It was
It was a good convention.
it was good. It was busy. The panels felt very tacked on. Like
Mhm.
they're there for the costumes and the shopping. And there was a lot of shopping. There was
Oh my
a
God.
lot of shopping.
Is that why the smoking credit card?
Yeah, mine stayed in the car.
I had a budget
Well,
Self-
part of it is we were there
Bacon
specifically to help
to help with Tolcon.
help with Tolcon. We were tabling for Tolcon. I'll come over here with my stabby thing. I won't stab you, I promise. Unless you
Wouldn't
then I
be
will
the first
stab
time.
you.
Wouldn't be the
That's why
first
I'm
time.
sitting
So-
at this end of the table.
It wouldn't be the first
Yeah,
time.
no, we went there because Scott was there tabling for Tolcon to generate interest for next year. And we're right across the aisle from Chaz Kemp and Carolyn Kay. Truly wonderful, amazing artists and writers, and just all around terrific people.
We had
And
the Royal Manticore Navy behind us, which turned out useful.
yes,
later.
in a number of ways. And we were right next to the Oklahoma Natural History Museum folks with their dinosaur stuff.
Oh.
So we spent a lot of time at the table, right? So
Yeah.
well, you more than I did.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
well, dinosaurs right next door.
Right next door. But it was very much it's much more of a media con than because I mean there was
Yeah, there was literary stuff, but it was not the focus.
yeah
And they had a lot of local authors who I'd never heard
I'd
of.
met him before.
Never heard of, never met. Some and
Networking.
for some of them there was reasons for that, but some of them are coming up.
Well, everybody starts somewhere,
Everybody starts somewhere.
right? And that's
Well, part of it's I'm in Colorado and they're in Oklahoma. And we did not
Oh.
travel.
yeah. I mean, well, too, because I went to a past, present, and future of fandom. Met a really great podcast guy who we're going to try to get to come to Tolcon, who's really interesting to talk to because he's very, very much in love with the positive of SF and media and things. And
Need
but
more of
I
that.
didn't. All of the people on the panel had been doing science fiction conventions as long as I have, which is 40 years, and I didn't know any of them except the one lady who's the head of the Science Fiction Art Association that does the Chelseas. I didn't know any of them at all, and I was like, and we had this great discussion about when did media start to infiltrate conventions.
Star Wars.
And that's exactly what I said with Star Wars. It's because it changed everything. But their experience of it in that area was very much more Star Trek than Star Wars.
Really?
Because on the West Coast, I mean, we're right next to Hollywood. And when we had LA Con in 84, it was the very first time, it's the World Con, the very first time Star Wars was shown. All three first, the middle ones that make sense. I might have an opinion. Were shown as a midnight movie in a giant gymnasium, a big ballroom, and everybody brought pillows and blankets and stuff and stayed up all night long watching it. Daryl Hannah was in there with the whole gang. We had stars all over the place. There were 20,000 people at that Worldcon. And it was the very first time I remember media moving into a science fiction convention on the West Coast, where it was both. It was literary and it was
Yeah.
science fiction and media. And then from there, it started creeping into NorwestCon and Oricon. You started seeing the studios sending preview reels and things like NorwestCon. It was such right after LACon, they did it at NorwestCon. So it was like, and they had not experienced that. My experience was very different. And they were like, how did you find out about conventions? Well, we mailed flyers to each other. And I went, didn't you guys have a Locust subscription? Like, I was like, because everybody on the West Coast did Locust magazine, right?
Yeah,
And
right.
he had all of the conventions listed, including theirs. So it was kind of fun because it was another round of Tully, they were in the same room
Yeah.
I was. But it was very Star Trek focused, and then moving into science fiction conventions. So that was fascinating.
Yeah. So the panel I went to was starting out as a writer, like how to start being a professional writer. And one of the first things they said was, well, you might want an agent, but if you get an agent, no, you're not going to, as a starting writer, you're not going to get a top tier agent. So make sure they're not scummy. And then they all talked about how their agents never got them a deal.
Then don't get an agent.
What?
Sorry.
But things to look for, when you're looking for an agent. And then they talk about they never got them a deal. But they've all mostly sold short stories, except for the one guy who does marketing for Disney, and that's his day job, which was interesting. It was very,
Especially now.
it followed the same pattern as a lot of them, which was it was very unfocused.
Yeah.
They didn't have an idea of what they wanted to actually talk about on the panel.
Well, that's
They just
me at a panel.
kind of they kind of hit their own experiences, and most of them were still kind of feeling their way into being a professional.
Mm-hmm.
But they're some of the most, from what I understand, they're some of the most professional people at the convention.
Yeah.
Which was interesting, and got a bunch of their cards. One of them was doing he has a podcast, and he's writing professional wrestling based science fiction. I thought it was like that's perfect for indie because
Mhm.
nobody else is writing that.
Mm-hmm.
And he has enough of a fan base that it's
Yeah.
not his day job, but it's a very nice.
He
This
found
is
a
much
niche.
Yeah.
like what happened to us at Talcon with that whole Oklahoma Writers Group.
Yeah. It's like they'd like to stand. I mean, they're all great people.
Yeah.
But they're not. It's like there's. If anything, you coming back from that was like, wow, do we need to do Indie Academy?
Yeah,
We really do need to do Indie Academy for new writers,
Yeah.
which
Well-
is an idea we've been tossing around for a while.
And we need to get it up on NTT.
Well, that's the thing. We were talking about there needs to be little shorts that we put together and put on our North Texas Troublemakers.
Courtney,
I'm
Sorry.
working on it.
I just have to like stand on one
Jonna.
of my spikes. What the hell do I know? Other than you do your marketing
You
and your
said
swag.
that with a straight face.
See, that's my
Wow.
superpower is I know what I
Wow.
don't know.
Wow.
So, and because I'm a total newbie, when she starts explaining something, I'm like, wait, what? It's like in cooking, make a roux. I'm like, what the hell is a roux? I can look at her when she's talking about you do this thing first, and I'm like, what is the thing you're even talking about first?
Well,
So I make a good thing. I make
Yeah.
a good starting point because I don't know a damn thing about publishing.
I was working on doing some research while I was at Fantasy, and I talked to Chuck Gannon earlier, and he comes over and starts and asks me a question, and I go into it, and about 10 minutes into it, he goes, "I understood most of those words." Can you start over? And I'm like,
And Chuck Gannon, English professor,
Right.
said that
no,
to
he
her.
is not an English professor.
Well, I mean, in terms of his writing,
he is
that-
a scientist.
well, that too, on top of everything else.
That's the problem.
right.
Yeah,
Well,
but-
even some of it's like I would have expected some crossover because a lot of it's mathematical formulas that you're just applying words to instead of math. I can't do math, but I can do words.
Josh, hush.
Back here. Close, Nick.
No, but it's true. It's very much we all know bits of it.
Yeah.
But nobody has the whole picture put together yet. And I keep seeing this like this is something we are identifying on the way back from where are we coming back from? Somewhere.
Somewhere.
We've been all over the place. But we were talking about how the most basic, okay, you've done 5 short stories and you want to put them together in a book for your first indie launch
Yeah.
on Amazon. What do you do? and people don't even know the most basic things, or they know how to do the cover, but they have no idea how to upload the book,
Right.
or because everybody stumbled through it, we're all wandering around banging into the furniture, and some people know where the couch is, and the other person has found the coffee table,
Mhm.
right? So we need to turn the lights on for all of it.
Right. And there's a light switch. We just need to.
Figure out where the hell it
Find
is. So we're thinking about that,
And there's all
At
sorts
this
of
point,
resources.
probably in the middle of a friggin' 12-foot ceiling.
right? Anyway,
We'll find a ladder.
but yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
But it was interesting. Like that was because they're
Yeah.
like 5 to 10 years behind, like the cutting edge.
yeah,
And
and you're on it.
I'm
You're very on it compared to most people.
well, between you and Dot,
Yeah.
we're having to figure that
Yeah.
out though because
Yeah.
we're in.
John Vance, right?
yeah, and
Yeah.
John, yeah, definitely, and
Yeah.
John.
And he's in a different aspect of it. So that's like all of those things
Like
together.
if we share our information, we might have a mostly complete picture.
Yeah.
we also
Sharing information. What a
we learned a
concept.
Right?
lot about boothing at oh my god.
I went to pictures
There's
of
some
people's
authors
displays.
knocking it out of the park there. They were doing amazing stuff, getting their books out there and their swag.
Yeah.
So
And some of the artists, I went and took pictures of their displays.
Yeah.
I love your stuff. I'm not trying to steal your stuff. I'm trying to figure out how you put this together
yeah,
to
and
make a better.
really
They're amazing.
really engaging displays and really engaging ways to pull people towards you and stuff. So the whole marketing aspect of doing the conventions, we walked in and went, holy crap, we're amateurs. So but it was good, so that was fun.
Because they did a lot with very little bit of space.
Yes.
And I was very impressed with some
Yeah,
of those.
yeah. Well,
Okay,
you merchandising woman totally lost
RK's
your mind.
Mhm.
Okay, RK, your assignment is to put together a Indie Pub 101 class, put it online, and put it on NTT.
It's going to take more than one person.
Yeah.
It's,
Well, they're doing one version of it down
She
there.
says that her spouse gives an EPUB 101 class once a year to his writers group.
well, put it up, and
Yeah.
because we're trying to
We're
We're
identify.
going to need more than one.
Oh yeah, there's
you
a whole
volunteer.
there's a whole
That was dumb.
list
Yeah.
that needs to be pulled together.
Yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, so
Yeah.
that,
We came back with ideas and
and we
maps
also
and
completely
pictures.
restructured Tulcon while we were drinking grapefruit and gin. So
Josh, really,
What?
what do you say?
you will rue the day.
Are you? Oh, for
Bad.
oh, no.
I run with very large scissors, and I met you.
Hey, You're so sweet.
I met him in the elevator, so he should be damn careful.
Yeah.
So
Hey, sweetie.
good morning.
Yeah.
Who was it that was wanting Methyl Urban to show up?
She's here now.
Methyl Urban's
She's
here.
made her entrance, but she's not. Let her settle in because somebody was asking if Methyl Urban would be on the live stream today.
Do they have any requests?
Oh God, you had to go there, didn't you?
Anyway, and there was we met a bunch of folks.
We did. I have
We have a stack of business
stack
cards.
of
Yeah.
business cards. Some very wonderful people. came
Yeah.
by and
And the kids,
oh my god,
the kids.
that was the best part of the media cons is they have
Oh,
the younger group and not just like the teens who are working really hard to put out together fantastic
oh God,
costumes,
the swivel head issues.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
but like the little 2-year-old Tony Stark with
With-
the lightsaber.
With his lightsaber. They
It
were
was
so
so
cute.
Oh, look. Teacup humans.
Yes.
They were everywhere.
The baby dressed up as Squirtle.
Oh my God, the Squirtle was the cutest. We were great. We were squealing a lot. It was very cute.
Yeah.
And plus, we were two
still
doors.
squealing.
We were
Yeah.
2 doors down from the guys that do the Star Wars practical, like R2D2 full size, and the little thing that
Like little,
that Chewie barked at in the Death Star. And that was what he was running all over and running up to kids and going and then running away, and so it was there was a lot about that
there
was
was
really
a lot
good.
of kids. There was a lot. It's the next generation of fandom that's coming up.
Yeah.
Which has been a big concern for the other cons I've been to. When I show up, I'm the youngest person there by a couple decades.
Well,
Yeah.
Apparently, dolphins are wondering what's going on over here.
I have not yet begun to squeak.
It was, yeah. Some of them were very squee worthy. It was,
Yes, they were.
Droid Builders Club.
Yes, they were there.
Yes.
and there was some spectacular displays and fabulous costumes. I did find the costume panels a little like lacking in content.
Yeah.
I won't
You know-
discuss my other issues that I had there regarding costuming because that's a private thing.
That's something
Um,
that's something I've noticed a lot of panels, especially ad hoc ones.
Yeah,
You really have to have a good moderator to drive your panel.
yeah, and there was a couple that I went to had moderators that were trying to keep it going in a direction, but there's nothing worse for me. Like, and you saw this too.
SoonerCon, John.
It's
SoonerCon at
SoonerCon.
OKC.
Which was great fun, and is a nice size. It wasn't overwhelming, but people have forgotten how to walk through crowded halls because of COVID. They don't know how anymore. They've lost the ability. So, but the thing we noticed is that people were sitting with notepads, ready,
Mhm.
wanting information, and not getting it.
Yeah. I think a lot of them are doing what a lot of beginning professional writers do, which is they found a thing
Mhm.
and they want to be known for that thing, but they don't want to give away their secret because then they think that someone else will come along and do
There's
it
only
better.
one pie.
How silly.
And
Well, they
it's-
don't know that yet.
They don't.
No.
They haven't gotten there yet. And
They're working
we're-
on it.
And that was actually a really big thing in writing for a very long
It
time.
was.
You do not talk about what you know because somebody else might come along and take your spot.
Gotta hope so.
That's
Because we
bullshit.
had gatekeepers
Gotta hope
then.
so.
We had gatekeepers
And
then.
at-
You
and at
didn't
the-
want to lose your
Yeah.
slot.
And it
the
turns out
very
you could walk
beginning-
around the gate.
There's
At the
no
very
gates
beginning of
anymore.
indie, you hoarded your keywords and you hoarded what you did right because you didn't want anybody else to get your keywords. But no, if more people are searching for your keywords, more people find you. So if they
Yeah.
can find you and somebody else, then you're going to boost you. And a lot of people didn't understand that when we
Yeah.
first started. It was like, I've made this, I'm successful at this, and I want to stay successful at this, so I'm going to screw all of you
But that doesn't
to
work.
say that. It doesn't work. It
Doesn't
works
work.
better if we all share the information and keep going,
Yeah.
which I think is a lot of what people aren't getting to. They haven't quite managed to figure
Yeah.
out that
And, you know,
it's an infinite pie.
Welcome
you know what's
to the
happening?
prime directive of the North Texas Troublemakers.
well, here's the thing.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Rising tide lifts all boats
Yep.
because we're going to be doing the next Trailer Park Anthology zombie flamingos cover. Oh my God, so gorgeous. Well, they can't come to FenCon, but Courtney in her eminent brilliance contacted Mr.
I contacted Hillbilly and said,
Nice guy.
hey,
Nice guy.
so the person writing your introduction is going to be our guest of honor. Would you like to send something for our big ass book party? And we might be able to, fit you in the theme a little bit.
Uh-huh. So,
Well done.
and we
Well
did
done.
tell him the theme, which we're not revealing yet, but his response was, "Oh dear Lord, how can I help?"
Oh,
damn.
Here we go.
Oh, damn.
So we're,
Just go with it, guys. You've already learned. You just go for the ride.
Well,
You know.
and he got law dogs, which is now a verb. So
Good. At least it moved away from me.
yeah, no kidding.
he got drunk at Liberty Con and apparently committed to something he shouldn't have.
Oh, and
So-
HP learned her lesson.
Yes, she did.
Joking about, wouldn't it be funny to do a pizza anthology? Oh, and we were like, no.
And then
50 comments later.
50 comments later, I'm in.
I mean,
And she's going, it was a joke. It was a joke.
and now
Anymore,
it's
it's
not.
Not
not.
anymore, it's not.
Not anymore.
I was the one that sent the comment. You just screwed the pooch.
Deal with it.
Well, she posted it, and like 10 seconds later, I had Courtney tagged
Oh yeah.
because I happened to be online when she posted it. It was like, this must happen because
Yeah,
instigation.
I saw that.
That's what I do. So
Uh,
yeah,
Which is why
SoonerCon,
we have
I think it's worthwhile to go to.
Yeah.
that's why we have the sticker.
Yes, this is Shauna's personal sticker. But yeah.
uh,
So also Tolcon planning.
Yeah, lots of
Lots
fun
of
for
Tolcon planning. Which is so much of it is so good.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
law dogged is now a verb.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you're drunk and agree to an anthology, you just got law dogged.
and I'm no longer to blame. Yay. Only took
How long?
10 years.
Oh, it's still a Curtis trilogy if you wind up with 6 books in your 3-book trilogy.
Oh, that.
That, I mean,
You got
You
Curtis.
wouldn't- yeah, so Curdy would know a thing about that.
No.
I wrote a book.
A book, which
That's now-
became
LAWDOG apostrophe D.
Law Dogged.
Law dogged. LOG. Fuck. LAWDOG apostrophe Remember the NC-17 rating earlier? Yeah, still applies.
But yeah, so
But two others that I do want to mention, as far as knowing what they're talking about. One is Mad Genius Club,
oh yeah,
Yes.
which has
Oh,
a number of people that contribute to that.
yes,
And the other is Larry and Steve Diamond's Writers Dojo.
yes.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Oh my God, is that a wonderful podcast? I don't even write. I listen to it.
Yeah.
You know, I do love their whole like tear down sofa.
Yeah,
podcast.
well,
That was fun.
they're
Yeah.
more about the actual business
It's
of
like the
writing.
business. Get
Yeah.
to it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
It was fascinating to me. We also like worked with Chaz Kemp and Carolyn about putting together a real artist track that also focuses on the art, the business of art,
Yeah.
and
How
stuff.
to be a professional artist.
How to be a professional artist, which and how to leap from doing convention type art and how to even get into the art show, which most people don't even know.
Yeah.
So there's kind of a multi-prong approach building here.
For those of you who don't know about the HP Holo anthology coming out,
Oh my God.
it is a series of shorts about how authors order pizza,
Yeah.
based off the David Weber Orders a Pizza short story. So you pick an author, say John Ringo, and you order a pizza in the Ringo style,
Oh, no.
or the
No.
or the J.L. Curtis style, or that
Oh.
that will be the short stories. Is a collection of writing about other authors ordering pizzas, like somebody wrote about David Weber ordering a pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I just want to let you know that when you posted that memory of your pink gorilla suit, I got private messages asking me to make spats.
What memory? Did I do a memory
Yeah, I
about
did
that?
a memory about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I posted the picture of the fuzzy pink gorilla.
Oh yeah.
Right. I have also got requests to make a Muppet with a removable gorilla head that we can stick a law dog head on the pink gorilla.
Yeah, and John brings up a good point. Short stories, at least in his world, do have a disturbing habit of turning into series.
No kidding.
Style. Oh my God.
Everyone is dead.
And the pizza has been raped.
See, Yuffie, somebody understands.
Not overalls. Short pants.
Mine will have aliens.
Huh?
Mine will have aliens.
Yeah.
There just has to be.
Homemade AG. Yeah.
Oh, the Teacup Human at the event this weekend had a pink gorilla. Oh my God. Holy crap.
That must have been hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, Sericon was fun, and we definitely want to go again.
Yes. There was a kid dressed as Calvin, and he had a stuffed Hobbs.
I told him he was my absolute most favorite costume, and he kind of looked at me weird. It was an appropriate Calvin response.
Yeah.
Yes.
The best one I think I've seen in years was at Amicon, the one year we went up there.
Oh, the dragon?
No, C3PO.
Oh, C-3PO.
Oh yeah.
I did post one. It was a young mother dressed like Daenerys Targaryen, and her Teacup Human was wearing a little fuzzy dragon outfit,
I remember that.
which
one.
was
That's adorable.
yes.
Yeah, there were some astounding costumes there, I have to say, and it's not even a huge convention.
Yeah.
And
And
the
the-
Bernina dealer was there, and I got out without a machine,
the-
so I'm good.
The thing is, I'm known for one, humor, and B, combat scenes.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how you do a pizza.
Yeah.
With humor and somebody getting knifed
HE.
or HE. Flashbang and swarm the room
Yeah.
with a pizza.
That
Order
does-
pizza
that does-
and The zombies attack and fight them off to get to the pizza.
That does bring up a point, and that is, and I posted a snippet today looking for comments back. How much detail do you put in and how much dialect do you put into a
Yeah,
scene?
that's a good question.
Depends on the scene.
And that's, that's that fine line that as an author you have to walk. Where do you stop? What is too much information? What's not enough information? And especially, in the 1870s, building a log cabin. How many people have ever built a log cabin?
I've watched.
But you're one out of how many?
Right. Yeah.
So how do you pass that knowledge along, but at the same time not get too deep into it?
Yeah, right? That's actually a really good question.
And the second thing is, how much dialect do you use? when you're doing Westerns where you have people who spoke in basically a twangy, shortcut style of talking.
Especially or a unique patois of Victorian English and
As much as you need to make the point.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's.
Yeah.
But the fine line there is at what point,
of course,
and she has a reference book.
of course.
Now you give me this.
Well,
She
you didn't
knows.
say you were doing anything about log cabins. What the hell do I know?
Anyway, pardon me for the interruption.
But it's true.
But part of it is
New swag.
being able to do the differentiation and not have the writer or the reader dump out of the story.
Yeah.
Or have the reader go, I don't care about all this extra crap.
Oh, you
Where's
mean?
this-
Oh,
you
they're
know?
reading a David Weber book.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Right. It is. It's. But he at least signals his info dump, so you
Yeah.
can pass them.
Yeah, so you can.
You want to show that?
Well, yeah. She's got swag that she wants to show you first. Because she was
Oh,
sitting
I
here
was-
first.
I was just playing with it. We have swag. This is what we're currently doing. I'm deciding how to
We're going to open up a shop where people can buy stuff.
Because we're developing swag.
We're developing swag.
We're apparently developing swag.
Well, and your poster. Oh, you need to tell people your poster will be probably next Tuesday. We're waiting for your boxes, right?
My updated gun rights cake poster will be available by mail starting probably next Tuesday.
Yep.
We will have stickers. I'm not going to say a thing about this one.
It's a pen nib.
It's a pet nib.
What's wrong with
Sure.
you?
Sure.
It's a pen nib as seen by the 3rd
No,
Parachute
this is-
Battalion.
This is Courtney's.
And
Sponsor brand.
my personal favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually have that as a magnet as well.
Yeah,
Like a
this, you
refrigerator
have it on
magnet.
your refrigerator. So, and the newest Wendell shirt is a Hail Lobster shirt.
Hail Lobster for Wendell.
So,
And looking into doing some coins.
looking. Yeah, don't give it away yet. So, but we're working on it.
We're working on it.
Yes,
Apparently, I'm not going to say anymore, but
but we are working on
We're-
swag.
We're working on swag.
Yeah.
And
Raw
and
dog
coins have
pizza
been
involves
requested.
dill pickles. Yeah.
ooh,
We need a pizza
that
coin.
sounds good. Why don't I have a pickle right now?
Oh, you got they're right over there.
Yeah, but not the same.
Well, we have these wild ideas, you know.
Yes, they do.
So-
And we
I
just
don't
sit
know why
back
you
and
guys.
nod.
Yeah, you guys like leave the room.
I get out of the steamroller's way. I'm not dumb.
Yeah, Rick, that's one of the things that we all worry about
Mhm.
is, suborbital transports. Dot actually did the math on that, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've
But-
got dyscalculia. I don't do math.
Yeah. But the question is, how much do you put in the book? How much do you leave out? In a anthology that I'm involved with, which I will apparently go to press next year. I actually had one of these scientists, go back and do the math to make sure I was correct in what I was saying. So there is always a pink gorilla challenge going.
Kermit, the poster, if I go to a con, we will probably have posters there, so you will be able to purchase it in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can chase me down. Apparently, I am sometimes hard to find at a con.
Fine, John.
Hi,
Or-
Jonna.
Apparently, find Jonna or
Yeah.
Rita. Find Jonna or Rita or Courtney, and they'll have it.
We do.
Apparently, I'm hard to stop at a con.
Well, and you don't have to square on your phone. I do.
Yeah.
So,
Apparently,
Everybody talks about the coins.
Mhm.
That's been my coin for over 10 years now.
yeah.
Yes.
But mine's a cheap ceramic one. Because I can't afford a real coin.
Richard, I think I already ate all those dill pickles.
Yeah, buy your own. Yeah, we can do that, Richard. Thank you very much. Yeah, it is always good to have the underlying details correct, especially if you're known for having your details correct. Yeah.
Yeah, Koala, you've never read Prusy's Pot by Theodore Sturgeon, have you?
Say that again.
Oh, Koala just said, books that explain using the bathroom is too much information. I said, well, it was absolutely essential in Theodore Sturgeon's story called Prusy's Pot, which is very hard to find.
Yeah.
But it was all about a very special bathroom.
Well, and if you were an astronaut, it's a 5-day evolution to learn how to use the bathroom.
Yeah, pretty much.
Otherwise, you get to have the same impact that Ian had once on the C-130.
C-130 Suckalux.
Yeah.
Not a good time.
Does not sound like a good time.
Nope, not at all.
I will
Nothing like having the loadmaster throw a M&M down his throat, chew, and go, rock to break the seal, son.
Of course, on a submarine, you've got the opposite problem. You move the handle the wrong way, you flood the boat. Literally
It's
and
like a real bad
physically.
engineering issue.
That sounds like a problem.
And you also do not move the handle when they are in the process of blowing ballast.
Again, I went in the Army so I could walk back if there was a problem. Navy was not for me.
You can walk back just 5,000 feet down.
That's like somebody told me that no matter, remember in the Navy, you're always within 5 miles of land. It
Yeah.
might be straight down, but it's still land.
Yeah, Rick, that's exactly right. Never ignore the boring sanitary sign. Yes. Although I did have one scientist do that on one of my boats that I worked with. So said PhD got to clean the entire head, including the ceiling, the floors, the walls,
Barracks,
everything.
second Saturday after payday. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
I worked
How
in,
the hell did you get that on the ceiling?
I worked at an amusement park and very specifically did not go into the janitorial staff because I knew what ended up in the bathrooms. Teenage boys. Bored teenage boys.
Don't touch Kleenex. Don't touch the Kleenex.
Like, nope, 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 nope.
Don't
All
touch
of it, nope.
Kleenex.
The number of used condoms I found on top of my stall was
Yeah, Deej, good point. Non-urban China, it's a hole in the floor and you bring your own toilet paper.
Wolf.
And in some parts of the third world, the sanitary system, quote unquote,
It's not very sanitary.
is not very sanitary and cannot handle even toilet paper. So you dump the toilet paper in a can next to the hole in the ground. So yeah. And people want to complain about what we have here.
No, I don't complain. Trust me, I don't complain much.
Any of us have been overseas, actually, we love our bathroom.
Yes.
Yes, we do. The only thing there's one thing I wish about bathrooms, and since we're on the NC-17 subject, the only thing I wish about American bathrooms is that more of them would discover the glories of the bidet.
It's true.
I like the Japanese automated toilet seats. It washes, it waxes, it blow dries.
Okay, the waxes part.
the waxing.
He doesn't mean that kind of wax. Right, because that's exactly where I went. There's no
Y'all ain't right.
hot wax involved, right?
Y'all talk about us being bad. All
Spray.
three of y'all went the same damn place.
Spray, schluck, dry.
Tell us about your first Brazilian.
She was cute.
Well played.
Sorry.
Rio de Janeiro, 1985.
Oh, he remembers the date. So
She's been very cute.
Apparently, the live stream's motto is "Y'all ain't right."
her name is Rio, and she dances on the sand, just like that river crossing through the Rio Grande.
That's what the third seashell is for.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Thank
now I have to have a sticker. It says "Y'all ain't right."
I think that's this week's
That's
sticker.
this week's sticker.
RK, the Japanese system, depending on whether it's
Now do hungry like a wolf, babe.
Fully automated or not, can use less than 1.6 gallons, or up to however long you can hold a button down.
Is that before or after the wax?
We'll walk away
Before.
from that one. Oh my god.
Rick, hello, Methel.
Aw.
There's our theme music.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my god.
I've got another classic. Mama's all right, Daddy's all right. They just seem a little weird. Surrender, surrender, but don't give yourself before she. But what was the one? Which line?
You're the musician, honey.
Something. Mommy served with the wax in the Philippines. It was the wax thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to fit a wax thing in. I know it's the wrong wax.
Apparently, Raptor's sides are hurting.
yeah. Richard says it's not the hot wax, it's the buffing afterwards.
I was just gonna say, happy ending.
Oh,
Oh,
See what it's like around here?
we're gonna get kicked off.
We're going to have to open up our own streaming service just so we don't get kicked off of YouTube.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. It's coming.
Rumble.
For those of you who got here late, I am in Facebook Cooler again.
Yeah. One night in Bangkok by Methel Erman.
Oh. So apparently, after telling some jackass a whole bunch of, quite frankly, insulting and deliberately provocative stuff, I don't get kicked off for that. I don't get kicked off for telling him that I want his opinion. If I want an opinion on the vintage of Windex by taste, I'd give him a call. No, I didn't kicked off for that. No, I get kicked off because of that meme with the two cats sitting on the staircase going down into the creepy basement. And I commented, it was a throwaway joke. I'd roll a frag grenade down the stairs if I were you. 2 days in the cooler
Yeah.
and no appeal.
Yeah.
No way to appeal at all.
40 days in the hole.
Oh. Yeah.
Methel needs her own YouTube channel.
Oh dear.
And Frank is heavily medicated in a rubber room right now. Poor Frank. We need a sticker that says poor Frank.
Yeah.
Well, people have to understand, but that, yeah.
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 Oh.
We'll get that. But
Joel,
y'all
if we
ain't
did
right.
that, the verso of the coin would have to be a set of tracks and a train going off the tracks.
Tracks with a train going.
Yeah.
Tracks
That's
train.
one of them. I do like y'all ain't right.
Oh,
We could do North Texas tollmakers on one side and y'all ain't right on the other.
sorry, Raptor. It's not like we're doing this on purpose. Oh, wait, we are.
We are.
We are.
We're on the hunt. We're after you.
Poor Raptor. Oh my
When she's
God.
drinking, it's even more entertaining. So, and then we throw Kelly into the mix.
Yeah, we drag
Yeah.
Kelly into it.
God. That my son made faces that are now.
If Rita ever does one night in Bangkok as Meth Erman, I want that recorded.
One night in Bangkok.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were into musicals, Ian.
No, this is Flip and Harmon. Flip and Harmon. Oh my God! If Rita ever does one night in Bangkok as Ethel Merman, I want that recorded.
You know that song, Rita? Because if you don't, I'll play it for you because it's like.
Oh, I know it. I know it. One night in Bangkok and the world's your oyster. Happy now?
Apparently, somebody was drinking coffee.
Oh, sorry.
Kermit was drinking coffee.
Sorry.
Oh, we're not. Trust us, we're not.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
People are staring at Raptor in the lunchroom. She's watching this during her lunch break, and people are staring at her.
It's good. It's a good
Uh,
kind of
You're welcome.
Happy to assist. No, I mean, guys, we're just not right in general, and most of our days are just like this. So,
What I need to do is send some money to Cedar and have her do a full full color of the squirrel rave that's inside my head.
Complete with rave clothes.
We have ways to display these now.
We do. We absolutely do.
Because that's the inside of my head. She did a perfect visually inside of my head.
Yep.
That now all the raving squirrels carrying a fox across the dance floor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Until one of them loses a glow stick, and then
Yeah, you know, guys, we should just put up a warning that live stream is. If we're going to watch the live stream, we take no responsibility for anything snorted through your nose while it's going on.
well,
I
if
highly recommend you not drink.
if they don't know it by now, I have no mercy for them.
Yeah.
Right?
Can
Yeah.
we have them sign a disclaimer?
You must sign a waiver to watch this podcast.
That's right. That's right.
Well, we say not for children.
Now we do.
Yeah.
It's payback for breaking Ian. Coffee up the nose hurts.
What's that thing people have to sign before they work for Meghan Markle? Non-disclosure.
Yeah.
Yeah, NDA.
That's it.
I should have those for coming into the shop.
Right.
because-
I'm going to pay you poorly to never ever talk about the abuse I'm about to give you.
Oh, Cedar and Courtney come up with Methel's album cover.
Oh, I
Oh
have
my
ideas
gosh.
for that. It involves
I
a
wanna-
there's a pink wig involved here.
Oh, dear.
So-
Oh, my new saying, not my rave, not my squirrels. I'm gonna have to remember that
I
one.
like that one.
I'm gonna have to remember that one.
I am now.
So,
Oh,
Not my rave, not my squirrels. And people will understand, and that'll be fine.
You know, it'll be an in joke and only.
Well, every time I give a panel, I have to tell that story, otherwise people won't understand.
Yeah.
When I stop in the middle of an exposition and stare off into the, because I've forgotten what the hell I was going to talk about, people have to understand.
Beverage
Frank-
alert. Oh, sorry.
Frank of NSA is glad that she had signed the NDA. No one will believe it anyway.
Poor Frank. What were
I
you saying,
should
babe?
say beverage alert.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That make me crazy. I need to do an album of every crazy song, you know.
oh, there you go.
There's a lot of them.
I like that.
If Rita,
Dirty Deeds
if
Done
Rita
Dirty.
does an album, we need an Ian cover of Dirty Deeds. Doesn't know. No.
You're not a lover and you want her gone, but you ain't got the guts.
No, we need
Yes.
dirty deeds done with sheep.
Ooh, interspecies. Yeah.
I can get you some love for both things.
Frank's getting hazard pace. Suck it up.
I've never gotten fluff up in there.
That's as bad as the farmer joke. Farmer sitting at the club drinking whiskey at the bar, and he's slamming them back. His buddy comes in and goes, "What's wrong, Frank?" He says, "One of them days." Slams another drink. Can't be that bad. Yeah, it can. Slams another drink. Damn it, Frank, what happened? Well, I was trying to milk Bessie this morning, and that goddamn cow got the bucket half full. She kicked over. So I tied that leg to the damn stall. Got another bucket. Got it half done. Damn cow kicked it with the other leg. Tied that one to the damn stall. Got the bucket. Got it half done. She knocked it over with her tail. Ran out of rope, tied the damn tail up with my belt. He says, about that time, my pants fell down. The old lady walked in.
Oh. I like it.
And his buddy goes, yeah, that's a bad day.
Poor Frank. Poor Frank. I think a button says poor Frank.
That's okay.
And on that note, folks, we've wasted another hour of your time.
Woo! This one went.
And this has really been a waste today. Camera problems, which we will try to fix. Just remember, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff. We'll see you on Thursday.
Y'all be safe.
Bye.
I didn't realize Raptor was watching this during lunch.